Dear students, I welcome all of you on this channel. Now I am going to refer some interesting terms before you, which will awake your eagerness and interest for learning and knowing them more and more. These interesting terms are as under. First is situational irony. Situational irony is a literary device in which both the characters and the reader are unaware of the implications of the real situation. The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry is the most apt example of situational irony. In the story, a wife sells her most prized possession, her hair, to get her husband a Christmas present, a fob for his watch. On the other hand, the husband sells his most dear possession, his treasured gold watch, to get his wife a Christmas present, a comb. In the end, both the presents are unusable. The second term is a novel of manners. A novel of manners describes in detail the customs, behaviors, habits, and expectations of a certain social group at a specific time and place. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen is a novel of manners. The third term is genre. Spelling is G-E-N-R-E. A genre is a style or class of art, music, or literature. A list of common genres is suspense, thriller, tragedy, fantasy, and romance. Fourth term is critical appreciation. A critical appreciation of a poem is a complete analysis of the poem. It provides an insight into the poetic elements like diction, imagery, structure, rhyme, rhythm, figures of speech, and the theme used in the poem. Fifth term is didactic poem. A didactic poem is one which instructs or teaches something. It is poem with a moral lesson, message, or purpose. Sixth term is character sketch. A character sketch contains a brief description of a character's qualities. Seventh term is supernatural. Forces, events, powers that cannot be explained by reason or the laws of science and seem to involve magic or gods are called supernatural. Eighth term is surrealism. When images and events that are not connected are put together in a strange way, as if they are happening deep in the mind, it is called surrealism. A strange transformation is a surrealist story. Ninth term is metonymy. Metonymy is the substitution of a word referring to an attribution of the thing that is meant. For example, the crown used to refer to a monarch. For clarifying it, I am taking two sentences. First, it is not gold. Second, is it the sword? The words used in these two sentences Gold and sword are the example of metonymy. Here gold signifies the wealth and grandeur of a nation, whereas sword refers to a nation's military prowess. 10th term is African American literature. Literature produced in the United States of America by writers of African descent is called African American literature. Often the themes of slavery and freedom are exploited in this type of literature. 11th term is types of essay. An essay is of many types: descriptive, narrative, persuasive, expository, etc. Descriptive essays describe an object, person, or experience. Narrative essays are anecdotal. Persuasive essays are argumentative and try to convince the readers, whereas expository essays use comparison and contrast to present the main thought. 12th term is crime fiction and detective fiction. Crime fiction is a short story or a novel that is based on crime. Its motives and detection is known as crime fiction, whereas a short story or a novel that revolves around a detective or an investigator investigating a crime is referred to as detective fiction. 13th term is asides. Asides are used in plays to refer to the dialogues that a character speaks to the audience without letting the other actors on the stage hear him or her. Asides give us an insight into a character's private thoughts and intentions. In Macbeth, asides play an important role. 14th term is prologue. Poem recited at the beginning of a play is called prologue. 15th term is epilogue. A speech usually in verse delivered by one of the actors after the conclusion of a play. The 16th term is protagonist. The chief actor or character in a drama or other literary work is called protagonist. For example, Ram is the protagonist of the Ramayana. Above mentioned terms are interesting terms of literature. Thanks.